This is my best friend Nick. For as long as I can remember, he's been talking about how much he wants to see the Northern Lights. There have been so many chances this year that everyone online has been talking about it's the best moment to see the Northern Lights. I decided why not surprise him with a trip to Iceland so he can finally see the Northern Lights. Here we go!
I think I had like a spiritual experience.
We did it! It's working! 28% chance of seeing it.
We will find these lights. I'm determined.
We've been driving for like 3 hours now.
Bro, this is so cool! So the first time I ever heard about seeing the Northern Lights, I think, was in this German show that my dad used to show me when I was a kid. And when my dad passed away, I actually found his travel bucket list. And one of the things on it was like, see the Northern Lights. And I realized he hadn't even gotten the chance to see these Northern Lights. And in that moment, I think my dream for seeing them intensified by like 100 times because it was now much more emotional that at least I get to go see them.
And even if you're in the spots where the Northern Lights appear, the conditions have to be right. So you could go and you could not even see them.
You're just unlucky, and then you can never expect it, and it just appears out of nowhere.
You just have to be on the lookout to see them.
Here we go. We're going to Hvammsvik.
Wouldn't it be waterlet? No, water.
Benji, being the awesome and crazy best friend that he is, booked us flights to Iceland. So
I am a pretty good best friend.
there's actually a chance that we don't see it at all, and it's a really low chance, but I'm terrified, guys.
Hey guys, video's over. We found them.
Why does it actually look good on you? I really like, they kind of match your eyes.
We're here at the Hvammsvik Hot Springs resort in Iceland. While we wait for it to get dark so that we can chase the Northern Lights, we are going into freezing cold water and doing an Icelandic ice plunge in a waterfall.
This is gonna be the fucking ice shower of all ice showers. We decided to get an obviously Icelandic expert.
He's gonna teach us how to breathe and how to get our mind strong enough to go inside ice cold freezing water.
My name is Andre and I'm a cold expert, which means that I teach cold therapy, breath work. Today I'm gonna teach the guys to surrender in the cold. It's not about toughening it out, it's not about being cool and, you know, I can't do this, tough. No, when you surrender, you can do anything.
Wim Hof breathing, have you done it?
No.
I've been studying this for over 10 years now, and it's one of my favorite ones when we allow ourselves to surrender. So when we do a powerful breathing in from the belly all the way up to the chest, your nose or your mouth, you know, just
He taught us how to control our breathing and to slow it down to take control of any situation that we're in, which would come in handy when we're in the freezing cold waterfall that we had planned to swim in.
That was crazy. I think I had like a spiritual experience. I'm like actually not even joking.
Basically, I feel like I was zen for a bit.
How long was that? I had no
Like
perception
20 minutes,
of
right?
Probably 25 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
To me it felt like 5.
We're going to the waterfall now because we think that the weather is perfect to take a quick dip to cool our nervous system. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. It's gonna be awful. We're going to this waterfall now. One of my biggest pet peeves when traveling is not having a good internet connection because, you know, we're phone addicted and it's really annoying when things just don't work. And that brings us to today's sponsor of this video, UBG. UBG is an eSIM provider that provides data plans at over 200 destinations in the world, which is super useful for us because we want to travel to those 200 plus destinations in the world.
The worst thing about not having a data plan in the country you're visiting is that sometimes you get charges that come super unexpected. Once I had to pay 1,500 euros of extra costs because my service provider wasn't in the country that I was in. Luckily, with an eSIM, you don't need to switch out your SIM card. You can be wherever, whenever. You just download the app, and that's why UBG is so great, because if I had known back then, I wouldn't have had to pay these extra costs. And you can use our code wearelost to get 10% off your first eSIM in the description below.
You cannot fight the water, you cannot win the water. The cold will always win.
Slowly realizing what we're gonna be doing. Do you hear that? That's Mother Nature calling. Yeah. Oh yeah! No, that's Nick calling.
When you're ready, guys.
The point is to keep the like breathing calm, right? So I'm trying to keep the energy like calm. I know it's gonna suck balls.
Well, even if Nick won't say it, let's go! I'm ready!
I was being all confident and shit, just walking up down to the water, but genuinely, the closer I got, the more I realized it was actually happening. It felt like an impending doom just slowly creeping in, and as we got closer and closer to the waterfall, I just started realizing what we were gonna do more and more. Right before we got in the water, I was freaking out.
I scream.
Of course you can. You can do whatever.
I was so full of adrenaline and I'd been building myself up internally for this moment. Everything just went silent and it was showtime. It was 110% focus.
If you looked at the footage of me, I was definitely not in focus. And then I remembered everything with the breathing and I was like, okay, if anything is gonna help me now, the breathing is going to. So I started breathing and I was surrendering myself to the water. This feeling of cold just started to disappear and I just started feeling like I wasn't even standing in water, I was just feeling nothing.
We did this! That was so chill!
I am burning!
Cold is still going in, so we need to go up, do some warm-up exercises, get warm in the body.
Let's go! I kind of like these. I kind of want this for at home.
You're the only person holding yourself back, and if you can convince yourself like, okay, I can do this, I can handle this, then you can.
At first, I was skeptical about Andre and his breathing techniques, but the more I learned about it, it's so crazy how well it works. Anytime I was focusing on my breathing, I would just like start getting colder again. Then when I would think about my breathing, I would get warm.
Be safe when you do this. Be smart. Don't go alone. Don't just jump into the water. Check it out, especially if you go into a waterfall. You know, you need to know your surrounding. Don't stay too long. You know, no ego, we go.
I think what makes the Northern Lights so special is a combination of how rare they are, how beautiful they are, and the scientific phenomenon that leads up to them occurring. The sun is constantly sending out particles which travel at extremely high speeds. And when these charged particles collide with these gases in our atmosphere, they excite them. And when these gas molecules lose their excitement, they release this energy into the atmosphere.
Excite the particles and release their energy onto the atmosphere? Okay.
So we're on the run now to finally find some northern lights.
I want to see some northern lights.
We're kind of just like driving to see if we can find anywhere. As you can maybe like hear, it's raining. Here it says we have a 28% chance of seeing it. Once we enter the orange area, we have more of a 30% to 49% chance of seeing it. The only issue is our clouds.
Clouds.
And as you see, there's a lot of clouds where we are. But we'll see.
Just blow really, really hard after learning our breathing techniques, and we blow all of these clouds away.
I think it's not gonna happen.
And if the 3 nights are not enough, maybe we'd extend. I don't know
We
if
will.
I can leave.
There's a reason we're here.
I don't know if I can leave here without seeing these damn lights.
There's legit only one reason we're here.
We will find these lights. I'm determined. Yeah, we didn't see them. There was no chance whatsoever. We couldn't even see our neighbor's house from our house.
Besides seeing the Northern Lights, obviously we wanted to see the rest of Iceland and its beauty that it had to offer, so we decided to travel to the other side of the island.
We're using the day to explore Iceland, and we're at one of the most famous waterfalls in Iceland, Skogafoss.
I found the craziest way to warm up our hands. We combine Andre's squat method, where instead of going hoo-ha, we just do this. Ready? No, spin them like in a circle. I'm not even joking, bro. Like this, like this. It's working, bro. It's actually working so good. Sometimes you just gotta shake some ass.
I thought it would also be a good idea to show Nick some of the local food culture. I don't think that was a really good idea.
I'm hungry.
Hungry?
Actually want something yummy, something delicious.
This is hakkarl. It's fermented shark meat. It's from a shark that until recently I didn't even know existed, the Greenland shark. The meat is extremely poisonous.
It contains high levels of urea and trimethylene oxide, which is basically piss, if you want to think about it that way. To undergo the process of getting rid of this TMAO, it's kind of like an ancient ritual. You have to bury the shark under gravel for 6 to 12 weeks. What this does is it breaks down the TMAO into something that's a little bit easier to consume for us humans that isn't toxic. I think it'll be okay. I was checking up on TikTok and it seems like it's just like a, and then you're just like, and then you're just kind of over it.
Do you eat this yourself?
Yes, I do.
Like in your own private life?
Yeah.
When in the day do you eat this? Like breakfast?
Every morning.
Every morning?
Nah, I'm kidding you. You do it on special events, special occasions. Sometimes say to foreigners, it smells like good French cheese.
Oh yeah, it does smell like strong cheese.
It kind of looks like cheese also.
Have a bite.
Oh, we're
trying it now? Okay.
Of course. I mean, are you gonna keep it?
I thought it would be like,
Just you.
like harder than this.
Cheers?
Man.
Real man.
There too.
Oh, the taste like
It gets stronger.
It gets stronger and stronger.
This is definitely something you don't want to eat before you kiss your girlfriend. This thing tastes terrible. The way you can imagine it is like really just off fish that's just been left out in the sun, combined with like really old stinky cheese. Dude, my hand smells like dookie, man.
I don't know what we'll do with it. Let's bring it to Niels.
Imagine this opens in your suitcase, bro, goodbye.
I was mentally preparing myself by watching TikToks of people trying it, and they're all like gagging and vomiting and crying, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was preparing for the worst. It was not the worst. It was chill, you know?
Honestly, they're all just kind of overreacting and maybe just overreacting to make content out of it. Like, oh my God, this is so bad.
Pretty much the whole day started looking pretty good. The skies were clear, and as the nights got closer, all we could see were stars. So we were thinking that we kind of had a good chance. So finally, it got dark, and you know what that means. A hunt.
We're like Vikings, we're ready to go hunt.
Yo!
Oh, look, a pretty light.
Okay, so we just started driving and we were legit about to just drive somewhere for
We were just joking around, first of all.
No, we were driving somewhere for dinner.
Okay. And then we were joking around. Like, we were saying, like, imagine the Northern Lights are just here.
Yeah. The Northern Lights are right behind me, aren't they? And then they weren't right behind us, they were right in front of us.
They were so faint. Benji just like looked out the window and saw a little like green like line. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is how it looks through the iPhone. And you can see them like dancing in the sky a little bit, but it's really hard to see with our eyes. And the problem is that the moon is really bright, so when the lights are super weak, it's hard for us to see them.
We're anyways only in like the lower range of the Northern Lights so far.
It's only 640.
So like later on they should be able to get stronger if we're lucky.
This is like when your crush winks at you, you know, like you're like, oh, something's coming. All of our 10,000 apps were pointing us in the direction that tonight would be the night. The wind app showed that the wind was blowing the clouds further away from us, and the solar activity apps were showing that the KP level was rising every minute. I think we might get really lucky tonight. I'm so excited!
Okay, so we've been driving for like 3 hours now and there's still no sign of the polar lights.
We did have dinner though, and that time we didn't look outside, so maybe they were there, but there was a bit cloudy.
I feel like it would have been a really bad chance if we missed out during dinner.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's a pretty bright night. The moon is like full power.
I feel like if they're not able to overpower the moon at least slightly, then they're not worth it. We don't want that.
Now we're just basically driving through the wilderness. There's just mountains and lakes and nothing here, and that's probably the best place to find some, because that's where it's I guess darker than near the cities.
We were on this long road driving through this huge valley, and then all of a sudden one of us sees something in the sky that kind of looks like a northern light. Another one of us sees that on the other side, and then another one of us sees that on the other side. So we're like, okay, we need to stop. And as we're watching them, they start getting brighter and brighter, so we freak out and we're like, okay, we need to stop.
It's growing.
Bro, this is so cool. Whoa, it's getting so big! Guys, and the like perfect time to see them just started, and there's this huge one. It keeps going, it goes all the way across.
I didn't think we would see it tonight.
I was like losing hope 10 minutes ago. And this is crazy. Oh, it's so huge there also. Bro, it's actually crazy. It's almost like from there all the way to there. Like the entire way.
Really nice.
Like 20 minutes ago, we were just in the car and everyone was like low energy, losing hope, everything. And now we can see a full aurora so crystal clear from that end of the horizon all the way to that end of the horizon. I had no idea what to expect. I was almost starting to believe that they weren't real.
Genuinely, it is just crazy to think that we're able to see something like this that only you can see in certain parts of the world. I just feel super lucky.
In the beginning, I didn't even believe that you could see the color in the first place, and now it's just like the whole sky is becoming green. Whoa! This is crazy!
It's moving so much. It's literally the sun's fart.
It's actually getting purple on the edges. What the fuck? It's so big there. What the fuck?
It's such a like cute little moment, and everyone was just like staring at them, freaking out about how cool it was and how they were getting brighter and brighter. And I was like, this is honestly such a cute moment. It's also cute to think that you get to take something off the bucket list of your dad.
Yeah, that's the first of many, I hope.
So our trip is finally at an end. We ate the shark. We went into the ice bath, or should I say ice waterfall. We saw the northern lights, and now we finally get some time to relax.
The place we're staying in Iceland is the Hvammsvik Hot Springs resort, and we want to say a big thank you for letting us stay here. And we finally get to enjoy their hot springs with the most beautiful view. And this is the best way to reward ourselves after everything we've been through the last few days.
I am melting into this water.
And before we end this video, don't forget to check out UBG, today's sponsor. If you guys need an eSIM anywhere in the world,
And use our code for a discount on your first eSIM.